Hi, I'm here at Kscope 12 in San Antonio with James Murtagh from Redgate Software. Welcome, James.
Hi, Martin.
So, James, what brings you and Redgate over to Kscope this year?
So we're a database tools vendor, and we've come to Kscope because we wanted to create a new tool and get all the developers at Kscope involved to actually help us shape the features and functionality of this new tool.
That's great. And so have you gotten that sort of feedback from developers right now? And
absolutely. So you might be able to see behind me, there's a load of post-it notes and a load of sketches and stuff. So we arrived on Sunday with absolutely nothing. So a basic idea of what we wanted this tool to be, and we felt there was a need for it. And over the course of the 3 exhibition days, we've been running usability sessions on this side of the stand and taking all this feedback together and creating a prototype on the other side of the stand. So this has been a live lab.
And so what exactly is this application that you're developing?
So we're developing an application which will help database developers and DBAs source control their database code. So it'll be a link between their existing source control system and the database.
Wow, it's pretty interesting. I don't think there's anything else out there like that right now. And how did you even come up with that idea?
Well, we have a tool that does a similar thing for SQL Server. And it's clear that there is a need for this kind of tool. It's very easy to source control application code using something like Subversion, but it's a bit more difficult to try and source control database code. So we're providing tooling that will make that whole process a lot easier.
That's great. And when can, I know you probably might not have the answer and your developers might not like this question, but when can we see a prototype of this product or even download a beta version?
Okay, so we've got a very basic prototype that we've done here, but that's more about kind of the organisation of the UI and some of the features and functionality that people want. We've got so much feedback from this show. I think we're quite pleased with the amount of feedback we actually got, that I'm hoping we can get something out of the door a lot quicker than had we gone down a more traditional route and trying to draw up a big functional spec. That's a very politician's answer, because I'm still not telling you when we can get something out of the door. I'm hoping we can continue this process going forward. So we don't just want to stop at Kscope. We want to take the learning that we've got from here. We've got a whole box of people that have given contact details that are interested in the product, and hopefully we can continue developing it in sort of a very incremental way. So the first prototype will probably be something really flaky, basic functionality. I still haven't given you an answer, but it will be this year, I hope.
So we're going to see it in 2012?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, I hope so. But don't quote me on that.
Can we make a bet on this?
No, you can't make a bet on it. No. So if it was me, that's fine, I can say that, yeah, we'll get our door, but I'll get in a lot of trouble when I go back to Cambridge.
Now, I always know this, that when you do usability testing and when you get live feedback from people, there's always something that comes out that you never really expected come out. Is there anything in particular that people are telling you that you didn't expect?
I think a lot of what the feedback we got, we were, I guess, kind of expecting. I think 2 things that have come out really what have been interesting was the operating system. So we produce tooling, and it's generally it's Windows applications. So that's definitely a big consideration. Maybe not for producing a desktop application for different operating systems, but maybe producing a web-based version of the tool. A need for that. Also, actually, the people that are going to be using the tool, I think that was very interesting. So we were thinking it's going to be developers and DBAs, but I think a really interesting piece of feedback that came out was actually managers having an overview of the entire process and how we could. It might be more of a sort of a messaging type thing with my marketing hat on to appeal to those guys, but maybe we do need to tweak the UI a little bit more that gives them sort of a greater overview of that.
More of a business sense than necessarily a technical drill down.
Absolutely. But I mean, we've got a huge amount of feedback, but most of it has been, I guess, what we were expecting. So the different setups of environments, people working with private databases, with shared databases, that was quite an obvious one. Do we have to make a call on which one to go with for V1?
Now, is there a specific reason why you chose Kscope to actually do all this, what we see behind here?
Oh, absolutely. And if you think of all of the talks that are going on the conferences, people have come here to learn something. So it makes sense for a vendor to also provide an experience for the delegates. The people that come to Kscope are developers, DBAs are the kind of people that are using our existing toolkit. So to get them on board, they're all here, they're kind of wandering around, they've been listening to talks about agile development, been listening to talks about database development, and to bring both of those concepts together on our stand, it's the right place for us to do this.
And would you say there's top tier developers here and presenters as well from what you're seeing?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we run a feedback session here. I'll drop a couple of names in, which is all right. So Karen Millsap, Dominic Delmolino, Alex Gorbachev were here today taking part in our feedback session, and to get their insight was absolutely priceless, really, because they can not just give the benefit from a developer's perspective, but probably also a bit higher. They're talking about some really high level stuff. They're managing teams, and they're also thinking about, particularly Carrie's keynote, the wider learning that comes from software and software development.
That's great. Now, James, I've got to ask, at Kscope 12, I think that was your first year Redgate was involved with Kaleidoscope. You gave away helicopters, and that really was a trend-setting thing. Now, this year, you had a contest to send DBAs out into space. What can we see from Kscope for 13 next year? Now, I know NASA's looking at sending people to Mars and the moon. Like, where are we going with Redgate for our next contest?
So that's a difficult one, and I guess what we've learned today is it's great to get the people to tell us what they want. So maybe we just run a little competition lab before Kscope, and people can tell us.
Well, what are we looking at the prize now, though? That's what I think people want to know.
They want to know what the prize is. Okay. Well, so this year really we gave away an experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't put a price on an experience, can you?
Well, I'm just seeing if we're going to top the ride to space. That's all I'm seeing here. And you know what? It's been really interesting to see what you guys have come up with. We really appreciate you having here at Kscope. And where should users go if they want some more information on what you're doing here and participate a little more in what's going on at Kscope?
Okay. So this is very much the step of what we're doing. I've been blogging about it on allthingsoracle.com, but the Redgate website, redgate.com/source-control-for-Oracle. So nice and simple, nice and neat.
Easy.
But if you just imagine redgate.com/source-control-for-Oracle with little dashes in between, we're going to be putting everything up on there. And that's where we want people to come to get involved with developing this product going forward and give us feedback ongoing.
That's great. Thanks a lot for your time, James.
Thank you, Martin.